guys, Joe here from Xbox Games. Check it out. Of course, we got the XIX-1200, otherwise known, yes, as the Hypnos to some of you guys. Now, again, this particular Nerf blaster is something that we've had for quite a while, almost about a year in our Nerf arsenal. And we figured, you know what? With some of the introduction of some of the new rival stuff that's coming out, you're probably going to see some of these on the secondary market. And, you know, you're probably wondering, is that something I should get and add it to my arsenal? So I figured I would go over this just in case, again, some of you guys are kind of curious on this particular 1200 series blaster. Now, if you guys haven't already, I would say, yeah, check out some of the other 1200 blasters that we've done here, just in case you guys are curious on the line and maybe you're trying to pick and choose what the new blaster is that you guys like. So let's check this thing out. One of the things you're going to notice right away, aesthetically, is it looks awesome, right? You're going to notice that big old huge folding stock right there. Yes, it just simply folds over, locks into place, and man, that feels great. If you guys don't want it, boom, you just hit that button over here on the right-hand side. It folds and clips into place. I think that's awesome. That's one of the big reasons why I got this blaster originally, was for the sheer fact that it had this folding stock that you can either want to do, or if you're in kind of close quarters, kind of get it tucked up in you and kind of go from there. I really like blasters that have that functionality because it kind of gives you options, right? You pick and choose what works best for you at the particular time when you're in that battle. It does have a nice little ring down here, so you guys can kind of sling this to yourself. Again, there's 5,000 different slings out there that you can use, but I thought that is kind of a cool little touch because you kind of don't see that on some of the blasters nowadays. They kind of integrate it into the back. Now, it does use, of course, the actual rival clips. We have, of course, the 12-round clip here, but you can definitely stick one of the 6-round clips. It's perfectly fine. And to release it, you have this kind of button over here, or this little lever over here on the left-hand side of the blaster. You just push it down, and it actually pops the clip right back out. Now, this is a much better mechanism than, say, like the Zeus or something like that, or the Atlas, where you kind of had to double clip the sides to get that clip out of there, and it was just frustrating, right? You gotta switch clips ASAP, and you don't want to fiddle with it. You just want to one click, boom, knock it out. So push the rival rounds in, push that button on the side, and it actually kind of pops it out for you. Again, night and day over the shotgun 1200 of the Atlas. So gosh, it's just so satisfying. I always recommend, yeah, if you guys haven't already, go pick yourself up some other clips, right? We picked up, I think, 4 of these for about 20 bucks on Amazon, and 4 clips is going to be about 50 rounds total-ish once you guys kind of get this going, which I thought is kind of cool. Now, one of the cool things about this blaster as well is it's something that I always kind of talk about, and you can see it here, the Picatinny rail on the right-hand side of the blaster, and of course, a smaller one on top. I don't mind having one on the top, but a lot of times you need an extra Picatinny rail on the side so you can put kind of an ammo holder over there. You can put a different attachment, and it just bugs me sometimes when there's no additional attachment. There's no additional Picatinny rail over here. You're like, oh, well, I want to put the scope on there, and then you're kind of, okay, well, what do I do with my extra rounds? So there are some where you can kind of clip on the extra rounds right on the side, so you don't have to have a vest or shove extra clips inside your pocket. So that's kind of something to think about. Now, over on the other side, again, you kind of have that door right there, so you kind of can look down in there in case something gets jammed, or, you know, I've had a few rival balls that were kind of super hard for some reason, and they wouldn't want to shoot out. So you can go in there, dig the thing out, and then, you know, be on your way. Now, the pump action of this is actually very satisfying. It's actually not that hard to pull back by any means. So just kind of pumping it back, boom, go forward, shoot, go forward, shoot. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. So it is something to kind of think about on this particular blaster is, you know, is the kind of the pump range. And it is something we've noticed on some of these other mechanical blasters where the cock action was like super huge. You're like, oh my gosh, I got to pull this thing super far back. But this, wow, this feels great. Just look at that. I mean, the length in the shoulder back here just is a good length, I believe, for a rival blaster. Or, again, take the stock, throw it on the side, and you got yourself an up-close and personal battle. Now, FPS-wise, again, all these things are shooting right about 95 FPS, 90 FPS. You guys can check it out there. So it is definitely a capable blaster, even with some of the stuff that's come out nowadays when it comes to a mechanical blaster, right? It has nothing on, say, like a Percy's or something like that, because that's right in a different league. But this particular blaster is nice. We do have a lot of leagues that are mechanical only. That's it. You can't use anything electronic. And I probably would recommend something very similar to this because, again, that stock feels great. The length feels great. Having that extra rail over here for extra rounds feels great. And the pump action is actually not that hard. So I say, yeah, you know what? If you see this thing on the secondary market for pretty cheap, I would highly recommend picking this thing up. I don't think you're going to be dissatisfied with the 1200 here. You know, it just performs, uses the regular size clips. The ejection is awesome. And yeah, I think you're going to love it. Anyways, definitely subscribe, guys, if you haven't already. Make sure you guys get in on those giveaways. Thanks again, Fox fans.